Hello YouTube, this is William. Many times I get the comment that, well, this knife looks like this knife, or this knife looks like that knife, and so I mean, after 1,000 years of bending steel, I mean, every knife design is going to remind you of something else. I mean, it's just the way it is. I think the last time that there was a knife design that kind of just blew the doors off the knife world was probably the Tracker. But even at that knife design, some of those concepts was from other designs prior to that. Matter of fact, the multi-grind or the dual grind or the down sweep, the tooth, whatever you want to call it, on the Tracker, Bob Lovelace did that in the 70s. So, I mean, and I'm sure he got the idea from something else. So, from the time we went from the Stone Age to bending steel thousands of years ago, as Solomon says, there's nothing new under the sun. So, what got me to thinking about this was I gave an update or a video of the new updated Stranded Woodsman, and there was a couple of comments on there that well, it looks like collaboration with Pano, and it looks like one of Pano's designs, and I don't know what else. But anyway, I don't want to take anything away from Pano, so we're going to look at those designs because Pano is a great knife designer in his own right, and I don't want any concept out there or misconception that I'm taking anything from Pano and our collaborations together, because that's just not the way I operate. So, with that said, we're going to look at the history of this, pretty much this design. This is called the Prepper, and this knife was made back almost when I first started. I think this was one of the first concept designs that I came up with, and you can see the similarities there. I mean, they are very, very, very similar. All right, it's got the Nessmuk hump, the down sweep. I love the Kukri down sweep. I think the Kukri down sweep is just phenomenal. So if you go back through the history of my knives and knife designs, you'll see that concept throughout all of my designs. Every knife designer has certain things that they like. Okay, so if you go back through the history of it and see the progression of their designs, you're going to see a pattern emerge. And all of my knives pretty much has a pattern of a down sweep of the Kukri with some sort of butchering style tip, like a Nessmuk tip or something like that. Now, I don't have any finishing, and you guys saw the first Stranded Woodsman. Again, you know, that Nessmuk hump and the down sweep. Again, that's pretty much common in all of my designs and hundreds of other designers. Okay, so it's just, that's the business. Now, I don't have anything that is finished for Pano, but anyway, I'm going to take blade blanks and compare blade blanks so you guys can see the differences between my designs and the collaborations with Pano. And the top one is the Northern Woodsman. I think he calls it the Woodsman. I'm not sure what he calls it. The Northern Woodsman, that's what it is. Northern Woodsman is the top one, and the bottom one is my Stranded Woodsman. Okay, so as you can see, there are some similarities. Different tip, different blade length, same thickness of steel, but again, you know, it's not the same knife. His has a little bit more belly than mine does, and you know, and so on and so forth. Okay, so and then here's the Northern Woodsman Elite, which is a lot bigger. Again, there's some similarities. But again, you compare my knives with someone else, and there's similarities there. I mean, that's just part of it. But I mean, he doesn't have a Nessmuk tip on this one. So I mean, they're just subtle differences in everything. But anyway, Does it remind you of something? Well, yes, it's going to remind you of every knife that I have collaborated on throughout my entire career. This one was 7 years ago. Okay, this prepper was. Pano and I collaborated on these designs a couple of years ago. So, I mean, there's that style, if you will, is flowing through all of that because I had a hand in helping develop Pano's idea or Pano's concept. So I hope this kind of explains everything and why things look the same, because all knife makers, they take certain aspects of designs that they like and they fit those to fit their needs or their likes. Okay, so we're not stealing from each other, if that's the thought. We're just borrowing things from each other, and we're trying to fit everything into that mold of what we think is a useful design. So anyway, I hope this explains things, and I hope it helps. So until the next one, you guys get in the backyard with a long stick. Be sure and take a child with you. Get the opportunity, and don't forget those plenty of Band-Aids and lots of knives. And we catch you guys a video in very soon. We're gonna, if it stops raining, we're gonna get out in the backyard and cook up some spare ribs, I think, here in a little while. So stay tuned for that one. We'll catch you guys again very soon.